Hamas, Israel. I could rattle off seven things. I'll try to do it. That suggests the deal's not going well. The remains have not been returned. Israel's cutting off some of the aid in retaliation. There's gang violence, and the president yesterday said we will disarm Hamas if they don't self-disarm, which is like self-deportation. Um, but the biggest issue to me, and I talked about this with my dad on Next Up last night or yesterday, is the peacekeeping force. There've been countries floated, but it's very difficult to stand up a peacekeeping force without the UN or NATO. It's just kind of like an ad hoc thing. What's the president's thing that he's the chair of? The Committee for Peace? Is that what it's called? Um, so, Sean, if the president put you in charge of standing up, you got 200 American forces. He said, Sean, I want you to go around the world like a junior Witkoff and set it up. The Arab Gulf countries will fund it. How would you set that up? And how would you determine what the rules of engagement were? Like, can they shoot people? Are they going to carry guns? Like, weapons? How would you set that up?
Yeah, hold on a second. Hey, is Jared around? I need Jared. Hey, I got a question for you.
How would you?
Mark's asking me something live.
How would you set it? How would you just say, okay, we need X number of people from Y number of countries, and again, like what would their mission be? Like, would you say your mission is disarm Hamas, go take their weapons?
I mean, this is yeah. I mean, look,
My dad, who did peacekeeping in the Clinton Pentagon, is very skeptical that they can.
Oh, I'm more than skeptical because it's a dual mission. One is peacekeeping, which is in itself, and then there's the rules of engagement, the ROEs. What can you do? When can you do it? What has to happen against you? And getting multiple forces to agree to that is not an easy task. To your point, then your second mission is actually disarmament. I mean, and there are different groups that do this, and so you've got to find people that can do it, are willing to do it, whose countries are going to allow that. I mean,
so how are they going to get it done? Because Dan, to me, this is like it's maybe a perfect metaphor, and I rarely come up with them. During the Obamacare debate, they had this thing in the bill that was like this committee. Sarah Palin would call it death panels.
Death panels.
It was a committee of people to say, here's what will be covered, right? And Gene Sperling and all the other economic geniuses said this plan will not work unless we have that committee. Like the model of how we're going to control costs with Obamacare is there's this group of people that say, okay, there's this new pill you take, it makes you taller, it's not covered. There's this new pill that makes you shorter, it is covered. To me, it's the same thing. This plan doesn't work without a peacekeeping force, and everybody I'm talking to, including your esteemed colleague here, it's just like it's hard to imagine how they're going to stand that thing up.
This has been the thing that we've talked about since this summer, which is who's going to do it and who's going to pay for it. And I've repeatedly said the one country that has the two countries with the sophistication and the capability are the Israelis and the Americans. And neither of them, one isn't a good look. You can't have Israel doing it. And obviously we as a country would not probably support such a thing. And the risks would be astronomical. Look, I think it's the same way you probably got some of these people at the table. You're going to have to buy people off, and you're going to have to probably go and say, we will drop all the tariffs against you, and we will backdoor munitions to you and intelligence and other capabilities to support your troops. But even then, you look at the photos of Gaza, it's leveled. I mean, it's like World War II, when we went in with the Russians and Berlin was just flattened. To go and get all these weapons out, there's tunnels everywhere, and you still have the fact that a significant part of Hamas does not want this to end. Yeah. So I think the question is patience and perseverance.
Well said, but I will also say in the countervail, and then we're going to move on to talk about China. Playbook this morning described the president's peace plan as hanging by a thread. Like the press is now already saying we're raising questions that are very important, but they got the first part done, so we shouldn't be writing them off. They could do this.
Oh my God, yeah.
It's not impossible, but there are big challenges.
They say that something that's easy is like a walk in the park. Well, easier than a walk in the park, hit the subscribe button, be part of the two-way community, never miss an episode, be part of our conversations. Thank you for your service to America.
And don't forget, you can now listen to the morning meeting and two-way tonight on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.